I think the one thing you try to do as a coach is always give your guys that are three-point shooters confidence. I think one of the thing that's always a fine line, and obviously I played, is when a coach says, stop shooting, you're not shooting well. I mean, I think that takes away a player's confidence when you say that. My biggest thing with Kenny has always been breaking down his shots, not so much his form and his technique, but breaking down the shots that he's taking. And I think he took a lot of challenge, difficult shots, and he made himself one-dimensional for a few weeks there. I also think the thing that people don't really talk about because they isolate the fact that he didn't shoot the ball well, it's a totally different mindset when you're playing the point guard position. When you're anywhere else on the floor, you can kind of get focused and locked in on yourself and what you need to do and what your job and responsibilities are. And when Kenny's off the ball a lot of times, he is in situations where he can do what he does. He's aggressive, he can attack, he can be difficult coming off screens, putting it on the floor. But now all of a sudden you become down as a point guard, and you got to be consumed with four other people. And what happens is you're less focused on yourself. And it was hard for him because he's not shooting the ball well, and he knows him shooting the ball well helps our team. But he also knows he's got this responsibility over here to run our team. And that's a totally different mindset change for him that was totally different from what he's had the last 3 years. So getting him to understand, okay, shot selection-wise, shooting percentage-wise, why? Why is this happening? Why are you not shooting the ball like you're capable of? One is I think there had to be a shift mentally for him playing the point. And then two, I think him taking shots that are hard shots to make. And what happens is, I think for any player, is when you make your first couple shots, you have a tendency to make a little bit more difficult shots as time goes on. When you take difficult shots early and the balls go in the basket, it kind of sets a tone for you, during the course of the game. I thought Kenny in the first half yesterday was patient. He missed his first three. It was wide open. Then he made one late in the second half that was a little bit more of a challenge shot. He had a drive to the basket. And then in the second half, he got some clean looks, that he can make, and he got kind of a rhythm, and he felt pretty good about it. But trying to get him to understand why, and that's what I really tried to show him. It wasn't necessarily bad shots. It was the decisions he was making when he was shooting the ball. There's a guy running at him at 6'6", flying through the air at him, and he's trying to get it off over top of the guy instead of going around him and getting somebody else's shot. When that happens, guys then have a tendency to sit there and say, okay, we got to close out a little bit shorter and contain him on the dribble. That then creates space for him to shoot the ball over the top, and I think that's what happened yesterday because he was in the lane a lot to start the game.